Hey there, Misfitians, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is just going to be a health update video. I wanted to just update you what's been going on, and that I might take a week or two off from YouTube, because I'm extremely tired from this experience. But I just wanted to get on here and let y'all kind of know a little health update of what's been going on. So I'm gonna just say trigger warning for anybody who is triggered by IVF stuff. I know that can be triggering. I'm not gonna go into a lot of details about it because I'm still going through it, but I just want to put that out there just in case. Because I know this can be a triggering topic for certain people. But I'm going to give y'all kind of just a quick little update of my experience with IVF and what's been going on right now and kind of where I'm at right now. So that y'all are in the know of kind of what's been going on. First off, you can probably tell I am extremely tired. That's partially why I'm like, I'm going to listen to my body. My body is definitely telling me, Carrie, you need to slow down. You need to take a break. So I'm going to listen to that. And that's the reason why I'm going to take a little bit of time off from YouTube. I'm going to try and keep posting on Instagram because Instagram is just pictures. So if you want to follow me over there, I'll try and keep up with that, but I'm going to take a little bit of a pause because I am exhausted from this experience. I was going to try and keep up, and I have a couple more videos for the watercolor tip series that I was putting out, where basically I just sat down and filmed a long thing. I don't even have the energy to edit them. I have like 2 or 3 more little snippet videos that I can do for that series, but I don't even have the energy right now to edit those. So I'm going to edit this video, but very minimal editing, and then put that out just so y'all know what's going on and that I'm fine. I'm trying to still keep up with communication because when my body gets really tired or those types of things, the first thing I want to do is just kind of recluse. And I'm trying not to do that because that's not healthy per se. Mentally for me, it's better for me to communicate. But at the same time, I want to listen to my body, take a little bit of a break, but at the same time communicate. So that's kind of what this video is. So for those of you who have been kind of following along, my husband and I have been going through IVF. We actually started kind of the process in November of last year, where we started the initial scans and all of that and just kind of got a baseline and everything to see if this would be a viable option for us, because in the past we were told IVF was not an option. So thanks to basically me really changing my diet, as well as I think a lot of lifestyle. I had a lot of stress in my life in the past. I think by removing a lot of that stress has actually helped my body to heal. And as a result, IVF now was an option. So that was really exciting. So we actually were going to start the entire process in March, but when we started the process, due to an initial scan, they called it off. So we went through the first initial process of just starting up, and then they saw something that basically I had a huge cyst on my right ovary right before we were supposed to start, and that's really bad if you start with IVF with a cyst on your ovary. So they called it off, and they said basically, we're going to have to stop and try and get rid of this cyst, and then we'll start all over again. So the next time we started our next IVF cycle was in May, and that's kind of when I let out the video to you guys saying, hey, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm going through this. So we have gone through kind of the first part of IVF cycle for us. So the first part is there's a lot of shots involved. Basically they're trying to trigger certain hormones in you. It can be very dangerous if you have PCOS, which I have been diagnosed in the past with PCOS. What's really interesting is since I've changed diet and changed a lot of just lifestyle things, my current doctor told me that my PCOS is pretty much in remission right now. It's very, very crazy to see the scans that used to be on my body to the ones now. And I really think that is due to diet as well as stress. So that's something really interesting. But, so we started with shots. That was very interesting. My husband helped me along the way. Basically, you get 2 shots a day and you're supposed to go for like 14 days. At least this is my experience of how they kind of set it up for me. But my body actually responded really, really well to the shots that they were giving me. And so instead of it taking 14 days, it took about half the time. So it was like this fast forward process, which is great that my body was responding. But at the same time, it was like crazy because basically your life is no longer your life. Your life is revolving around this IVF process. So almost every day I was getting blood work done. You have to have blood work drawn, quite a good amount of blood drawn to just make sure you're being monitored, that it's all safe and everything like that. And so there was just a lot of process of me being in the doctor's office, just making sure everything was progressing well and that we weren't getting into a danger zone, basically. So that's kind of what was happening while I was releasing those videos with the watercolor tips, with all of y'all seeing the watercolor tip videos coming out. And then after that, they basically got me ready for egg retrieval. So egg retrieval was 2 weeks ago. And basically on my right ovary, I had what they thought was about 5 follicles. But then on my left ovary, I had 11 to 12, even maybe 13. They were having problems seeing some of them because some of them were kind of hiding based on how kind of my ovaries were moving inside of my uterus. So there was quite a bit of follicles on my left ovary side. And because of that, basically during the egg retrieval process, what they do is they basically take this thing and they go up your hoo-ha, I'll say that, and they take basically a needle and they stab through your ovary over and over and over again until they can suck out all of those follicles, which then could become eggs that are fertilized in a lab setting. So after egg retrieval, my right ovary, I had, if you hear Pepper, she's here. After egg retrieval, my right ovary, since it had very few follicles in it, it barely hurt. I had hardly any pain with my right ovary, but my left ovary literally felt like somebody had kicked me really, really hard in my side, to the point that it was hard to sit up for a while. But for an entire week, I just was in a lot of pain from this side. It was hard to sit up, but I didn't have any of the symptoms other than the pain that are considered OHS, which is ovarian. It's basically where your ovary is hyperstimulated, and if that happens, you have to go to the hospital. Thankfully, I didn't have any of those other symptoms other than the pain, which we were managing, and basically my nurse was kind of checking in with me and stuff. And thankfully there was, sorry, Pepper is right here where she wants, and now Teddy's in here. But thankfully I didn't have anything else other than the pain. So it took me about a week to, you're supposed to be able to like go back to work either the next day after egg retrieval or the day after, but it took me about 5 to 6 days until that pain kind of subsided enough for me to just be able to sit up, even like this. If I laid down in bed, I felt fine, but if I sat up, I felt like this was just kind of pressing on that area where they had worked. And so, yeah, but we, basically they took, this is something that I did not realize how emotional roller coaster it is. Like I knew, and I have done a lot of research on IVF, but when you're going through it, it's a lot, harder, I guess, when you really see the numbers. But for those of you who don't know about IVF, so you basically start off with these numbers and then you slowly dwindle down as the process goes along. And because of my age, those numbers are smaller than they would be for people who are younger. So we started off with 19 follicles, which sounds like a fantastic number. But only 11 of those were considered viable, basically. Those were considered good to try and fertilize. And then after that, they kind of looked at them, and then we got 7 from that they considered were okay. So as you can see, the numbers are slowly going down. And then after basically a 24-hour period, 6 of those grew basically after they had fertilized them. And now we're in the stage where there's genetic testing, and we're still waiting for those results. But from what I can gather, only 5 of the 6 that they first saw went to the final testing stage. And then from there, we're going to figure out which eggs are actually good for the process. So most people, when they go through this process, if they have a really good cycle, they'll get 10 eggs. And we are working with a very small amount, whereas we're working with 5, and most likely that number is going to go even further down. So depending on what comes back with the genetic testing, we might have to do egg retrieval again, meaning we'll have to do another cycle of IVF. I really hope not. I don't want to go through that again. But that's kind of where we're at right now. We're still waiting on the results for the genetic testing of the eggs. But that's the reason why I've been kind of gone. The actual process of the shots and everything like that, I did really, really well with that. But the actual egg retrieval, that really just put me under for about a week. And this is like kind of the first couple of days that I've actually felt more like myself. But I'm just kind of taking it slow and taking it easy and a breather. But that's kind of where we're at right now with this whole process. And moving forward, we'll see what happens. So I did want to kind of update you on all of that, but it's really crazy, like hearing people's stories about this and then going through it. And I'm not even going through all the specifics. I'm just kind of touching the surface of everything that happened and everything. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, and kind of why I'm taking a little bit of a step back and just kind of letting myself rest and let my body heal again. So that hopefully we can go on to the next stage and see how that goes. Anyway, so lots of love, y'all. I just wanted to make a quick update video. I'm not going to really edit this. You can see Teddy in the background. My dogs are the absolute best. They have, when I came back from the egg retrieval, the first thing they wanted to do was just be right next to me, and the dogs are amazing. We do not deserve them. They are the best little animals ever. I just love my fur babies. But anyway, lots of love, y'all. I will talk to you soon. Once I start feeling like my body is kind of back in the groove of things again, I do want to get back into the groove of filming. I do miss this. And so yeah, just pray that I get back to feeling more energized, because right now all I want to do is sleep, because I just feel like my body went through a ringer. But anyway, lots of love, y'all, once again, and I will see you soon. Bye.